Dragon Ball Daima. We're not reading into this correctly. The trailer opens with the history of Dragon Ball and everything Dragon Ball related, but you know what they leave out? A couple things. One, the fight between Goku and Vegeta where they seamlessly recreate the Kamehameha versus Galagun. This isn't old. It's not even a recreation of the old fight. This is new. Because they're wearing their current garments that they wear now. It's harder to tell from Goku because he's wearing basically the same thing the whole time, but if you look at Vegeta's clothing specifically, he's wearing the newer armor, the Capsule Corp armor, not the Saiyan armor from the Saiyan saga. Whether or not this is just a retelling, or they're fighting and they decide to do the old school thing, either way, it's beautiful looking, and I can't wait for this animation style going forward. But the reason I'm saying we're all missing something is look at this scene right here. These are clearly Supreme Kai garments. The problem is it's running a green with a red stripe, and the only Supreme Kai that has green with a red stripe is this guy right here, and this guy right here, aside from our beloved Supreme Kai himself. And I can't imagine it's either one of them, because if you look at the hairstyle, it's the mohawk. Also, they're wearing a cape, and last I checked, none of the Supreme Kais from Dragon Ball Super wear capes. So who could this be? Well, does anyone remember Dragon Ball AF? The early internet manga that went around between the late 90s, early 2000s that a lot of people thought was real, kind of revealed what Super Saiyan 5 was supposed to be, took place after GT, but actually wasn't canon at all. Do you remember the creator of that? The creator is Young Gigi, aka Toyotaru, aka the guy that now literally draws the manga for Dragon Ball Super and works right next to Toriyama. Why is this relevant? Because elements of Toyotaro's work has shown up here and there in Dragon Ball Super. And here we are once again looking at yet another element, and the reason I say this is because while this isn't 100% depicted as West Kai shows up in Toyotaro's Dragon Ball AF and plays a pretty pivotal role in it, similar to what we may end up seeing here. The only outlier here is that everyone is being turned into children, and I understand, at least from the leaks, it said that Daima was supposed to be a Dragon Ball show geared toward a younger audience, in which case, I guess that's why they're being turned into kids. I will say, if anyone knows anyone, the worst part about Dragon Ball GT was the kid dynamic that Goku is turned into, and here you're just throwing it on a massive scale with all characters involved, and I don't see how that is a good idea. But Supreme Kai does show up in this, so it's reason to believe that even if this isn't West Kai, definitely there's a Supreme Kai element to it that they have to go around and deal with. But it really does feel like a Dragon Ball AF element if you look into it. But how I know this has to be AF is she's wearing a cape. She never wore a cape in the Dragon Ball Z flashbacks in the Buu saga. She never wore a cape. She, however, did wear a cape during the Dragon Ball AF arc that leads to her being the mother of Frieza and eventually has a kid with Goku who ends up being Zycor. It's a whole different story. We can get to that in a different video, but the main premise here is that this is almost definitely West Kai, and if so, what's she doing in this show is the only question we have. Another tell that it's almost definitely her is, look, the only clips she's looking at throughout our heroes' timelines is the Buu arc, and she obviously has a problem with Majin Buu. She was almost killed by Majin Buu. Theoretically, she is dead and was killed by Majin Buu, but in AF, it is shown that she survives, but no one came to save her. No one even came to look for her, so she floated in space for several decades, I believe. And that's her hatred and why she becomes, she tries to take revenge on everyone. Again, different story for a different day, but it's gotta be her, right? It's gotta be her. She's got the similar hairstyle. Yes, her garments aren't 100% accurate, but she's wearing the cape, which, at least for Dragon Ball AF standards, means it's her. Her skin does look the color, although I can't really tell here based on the images and the shadowing and stuff, but you'd have to assume. Now, I don't know who the guy next to her is, and obviously we'll probably figure out who that is going forward. Rumor was there was a demon that Goku and Supreme Kai have to go across the universe to track down to get them changed back into adults, and whether or not that's accurate or not means this might be him. But I guess we'll wait and see where that's at. This show unfortunately says fall of 2024, so we have a full year of speculation to go off, and I'm sure they'll release more trailers between now and then, but waiting a whole year is going to really put a linchpin in it all. But the name Dragon Ball Daima is interesting because it was just approved on October 6th, which means either Magic was not correct or the leak got them mad and they changed the name, or they had maybe it was a code name, maybe it was like in how movies work, right? Because they have code names but they're not official until they come out later on. I'm not really sure. What we do know is that Toriyama said that Daima stands for something like demon or evil, so it's like Dragon Ball Evil or Dragon Ball Demon. Either way, you'd think with a name like that it wouldn't be geared toward a younger audience, and yet it is. And let's be fair, most of Dragon Ball's audience at this point is in their 20s, 30s, and 40s. Unless Super runs alongside this, I don't know how many more years people want to wait for it, but I digress. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below as to what's going on here, what we are to speculate. If it's not West Kai, is it a Dai Kaioshin? Is it a Mai Kaioshin? Is it something related to the demon realm? A lot of people have been speculating that as well. Let me know in the comments down below. If you want a more in-depth video on this whole trailer, I'll go through it frame by frame and we can do that. But either way, my name is Yugi Bros, and if you guys want more Dragon Ball content, I can definitely give you that in a different section of this channel. Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
Hey maggots, it's Vegeta. You should subscribe to Yugi Bros. His channel is amazing.